Hello game developers, let's get inspired. This video highlights 15 outstanding 2D games, each demonstrating unique approaches to game design and development. While not all of them use the Phaser engine, they provide a valuable insight and creative direction for your Phaser projects. Jetpack Joyride is a prime example of how simple mechanics can turn into a timeless hit. It's an endless runner where you control Barry's stake throwers as he zooms through labs, dodging obstacles and collecting gadgets with a jetpack. So simple, right? Well, that's the simplicity that made this game addictive and successful. Plus, the game revolutionized the mobile gaming industry by pioneering this freemium model, offering a free-to-play game with in-app purchases for upgrades and continues. Behind the scenes, we have Half-Brick Studios, the Australian developer that also brought us Fruit Ninja. Initially known for the premium pricing, Half-Brick took a huge risk with Jetpack Joyride, transitioning to a freemium model that paid off big time, 30 million downloads by 2012. And while Jetpack Joyride started with basic mechanics, it quickly became known for its constant updates and ever-growing content. Terraria has proven that with dedication and long-term support, a game can stay exciting and relevant for over a decade. Developed by Logic, this sandbox adventure isn't just about building, it's about exploring a vibrant world filled with quirky challenges, cosmic horrors, and tons of creative freedom. Whether you're battling terrifying bosses, crafting epic weapons, or just living your best B-Army life, Terraria's vast RPG elements and endless playstyles keep players hooked. What's truly impressive is how Logic has supported the game. Since 2011 release, they've continuously developed free updates, keeping the community engaged and excited. The Labor of Love updates, for example, added significant quality of life improvements thanks to the feedback from the passionate fanbase. The game's Steam success is a testament to the community's first approach. It's the first game to hit over 1 million reviews while maintaining an overwhelmingly positive rating. For game devs, it is a great reminder that long-term support, listening to your players and offering value over time can lead to a massive success. Hollow Knight was developed by Teen Cherry. It is a standout indie game of the decade, blending tough gameplay with emotional depth. This game takes place in the ruined kingdom of Hollow Mest, where players control the Knight, which is a small bug-like creature traveling through 15 unique, haunting areas. The game is known for its difficulty, offering challenges that motivate players to keep going without causing frustration. Boss fights are tough and rewarding, with obstacles that require skills like double jumping or dashing. A highlight is the soundtrack by Christopher Larkin, whose music matches the mood of each area, from cheerful tunes in Green Path to fast-paced violins in Radiance. Larkin's music adds depth, making exploration feel even more immersive. The game's art was designed by Ari Gibson, also plays a big role in creating the sad and beautiful atmosphere. The visual design, with its detailed animations and stunning backgrounds, brings Hollow Nest to life in a unique way. But it's not just throughout the gameplay, Hollow Knight is an experience of discovery. Secrets and hidden details, many still being uncovered, fuel a passionate community that continues to explore the game's world. Hollow Knight is more than just a game, it's a journey through a lost world filled with challenges and mystery and a beautiful soundtrack. With a $15 price tag, it is an unforgettable adventure worth every moment spent in Hollow Nest. Dead Cells has been developed by Motion Twin and is now handled by Evil Empire. It has become a top indie game over the last decade, setting the standard for roguelikes. It continues to inspire other titles and serves as a key reference for the games in the genre. Evil Empire shared an interview about the game's success and where it lies, and it lies within the strong connection with the community. This bond has allowed the team to create content that resonates with players who have driven the game's ongoing updates and improvements. Dead Cell has seen over 35 major updates, with features such as in-game crossovers and customizable difficulty options. The developers credit the success to the community's continuous support and engagement, which fuels new content creation and keeps the game thriving. A standout feature is Dead Cell's approach to patch notes. Often filled with changes based on community feedback, this approach has fostered a positive cycle of improvement and player involvement. Celeste redefined the indie platformer by combining challenging gameplay with a deeply emotional narrative about mental health and self-acceptance. Developed by Maddie Forson and Mel Berry, the game follows Madeline's climb out Celeste Mountain, where she faces her inner struggles, represented by Madeline, a daunt version of herself. The game's difficulty mirrors the challenges of overcoming personal obstacles and highlighting the importance of learning from failure. Celeste has since built a dedicated fanbase thanks to its powerful themes and precise platforming. It continues to inspire players and influence the indie scene, with its impact still felt in games that balance meaningful storyline and rewarding gameplay. Stardew Valley, developed by Eric Barone, is a simulation RPG that became a global sensation upon its release in February 2016. This one-man project achieved massive success due to several key strategies. Barone's deep passion for creating a genuine farming simulation allowed Stardew Valley to stand out in an oversaturated market. His love for the genre resonated with players seeking something more personal and heartfelt, forging a strong bond within the community. Launched at a time when indie games were gaining popularity, Stardew Valley has little competition. Its focus on farming, community building, and retro-style graphics tapped into a niche that drew a dedicated audience eager for alternative gaming experiences. Stardew Valley exemplifies the importance of authenticity, community engagement, and strategic marketing in the indie game's success. Barone's passion and active involvement within the community turned his vision into a global phenomenon, offering valuable lessons for aspiring developers. Undertale, created by Toby Fox, was a groundbreaking RPG that defined traditional genre conventions and became an unexpected phenomenon. Fox initially programmed a battle system using Game Maker Studio, which laid the groundwork for the game's unique combat mechanics and narrative structure. Drawing inspiration from Earthbound, Fox aimed to create a game filled with emotional depth, humor, and wonder. Despite having limited game development experience, Fox's passion for creating something different resonated with players, especially for its combination of traditional turn-based combat and real-time elements. A key feature of Undertale was the ability to spare monsters, an idea conceived before the game's full story was written. After a successful Kickstarter campaign, Undertale was released in September 2015. Its viral success was fueled by positive word of mouth and a growing online community, particularly through Let's Play videos. The game found a strong following among young players and appreciated the humor, surprise, and defiance of traditional RPG conventions. Despite his success, Fox reflects on the impact of the game, acknowledging that while it has transformed his life, he remains open to the possibility of another game like it emerging from new creators. Shovel Knight Treasure Trove is a great example of how a game can evolve through strong community engagement and long-term support. The development started with a Kickstarter where fans voted on features. This led to the addition of multiple campaigns and unique modes, expanding the game over time. Post-launch, the developers kept things fresh with regular upvotes, collaborations, and platform-specific features like Straight Pass on the 3DS. They also offered flexible pricing and rebranded the game into Treasure Trove, bundling all of the content into one package. By listening to the community and continuously adding new features, Shovel Knight kept its fan base engaged and built a long-lasting, beloved game. For aspiring developers, the key takeaway here is to focus on community, iterate based on feedback, and never stop improving your product post-launch. Super Meat Boy is an indie platformer developed by Team Meat. Known for its punishing difficulty and tight controls, it began in 2008 as a flash game called Meat Boy, before being rebranded and released commercially in 2010. The game follows the titular Meat Boy as he rescues his loved ones from the evil Dr. Fetus. The success of the original led to the sequel, Super Meat Boy Forever, which was announced in 2017 and released in 2020 after several delays. The series also includes spin-offs like Super Meat Boy, Rival Rush, and Dr. Fetus, Mean Meat Machine. Super Meat Boy is celebrated for its simple yet challenging mechanics, proving that a well-designed, tough game can find a dedicated audience. Team Meat continues to develop more games in the Super Meat Boy universe. Owlboy, developed by D-Pad Studio, is a game that epitomizes perseverance in game development. It took 9 years to complete, with the team originally using XNA toolsets, which was intended for Xbox Live indie games. Throughout the long development period, the team faced numerous emotional and technical challenges. However, despite these obstacles, they pushed through and finally released the game in 2016. The game is notable not just for its vibrant art style, but also for its design, influenced by ideas that had fallen out of fashion in the industry. The developers also reflected on how to handle the emotional lows that come with long-term creative projects. Interestingly, speedrunners have uncovered leftover bits of code which have led to new interpretations and mythos of the game, adding to its depth. Spelunky is a roguelike that masterfully balances randomness and fairness. Each playthrough is different thanks to procedurally generated levels, forcing players to constantly adapt. While randomness can sometimes feel unfair, it is a tool that keeps gameplay fresh and exciting, pushing players to improve with every run. The game controls are precise and responsive, allowing skilled players to navigate tricky terrain, but it's not just about platforming. Spelunky is all about strategy, deciding when to use limited resources like bombs or ropes, and an extra layer of depth to the experience. The game encourages a mix of careful planning and quick thinking, where your next move could make or break a success. Finally, Spelunky uses scaffolding to help players learn from their mistakes, providing tools like shortcuts and journals that support gradual skill development. Overall, Spelunky challenges players to embrace unpredictability, refine their strategies, and make every run count. Enter the Gungeon is a bullet hell roguelike shooter that quickly became a hit when launched in 2016. Developed by Dodroll, a studio formed by former EA Mythic employees, the game combines fast-paced bullet-dodging action with the unpredictable nature of roguelikes, where every playthrough offers a fresh set of challenges. The idea for Enter the Gungeon took shape just weeks after the closure of Mythic, when Dave Crooks and his team, eager to start their own indie adventure, began developing. By E3 2014, they had a prototype ready, and despite having no official appointments or badges, Crooks managed to catch the attention of Devolver Digital, a publisher known for supporting indie games. Within a week, they had a deal in place. Though Enter the Gungeon had a promising start, the road to success wasn't easy. The indie game landscape was shifting rapidly, and with so many high-quality roguelikes on the market, Crooks and his team feared they wouldn't stand out. Yet, when the game launched, it exceeded all expectations, selling 200,000 copies in the first week. Despite this early success, the development process was much longer and more costly than anticipated, especially when porting the game to PlayStation 4. Crooks emphasized the importance of careful planning and keeping the team small to avoid burnout and financial strain. With lessons learned, Dodroll is now exploring the possibility of creating smaller, faster games and looking into 3D development and virtual reality. Cuphead's distinctive 1930s hand-drawn animation style was a result of studio MDHR's dedication to authenticity. Founders Chad and Jared Moldenhauer, new to game development, hand-drew over 50,000 frames, inspired by Fleischer and Disney cartoons. Despite the labor-intensive process, the goal was to create something unique. The game runs at least 60 FPS for smooth gameplay, while the animation retained the classic 24 frames per second look. Initially a boss rush, Cuphead expanded after its E3 2015 success to a full platformer. With over 5 million copies sold and its acclaimed DLC, Cuphead's meticulous development set a new standard for the games industry. Risk of Rain is an indie game that made a significant impact on the gaming industry upon its release in 2013. Developed by Hopperu Games, using Game Maker Studio, the game quickly gained acclaim for its fast-paced action, procedurally generated levels, and permadeath gameplay. Created by college students Paul Morse and Duncan Drummond, Risk of Rain stood out by blending platformer and roguelike elements in a way that resonated with players. Their commitment to quality, from programming to design, helped turn what began as a student project into a successful indie title. The game received positive reviews for its gameplay, visual design, and soundtrack, leading to steady sales and a growing player base. Its unique features contributed to its profitability, and Risk of Rain became an example of how a well-executed indie game could thrive in a competitive market. The game's lasting success, along with its continued player engagement, has positioned it to further expand, with potential for future releases, capitalizing on the growing popularity of roguelike games. Braid is an indie game that defies traditional platformers, offering a deeply engaging experience with time manipulation at its core. Developed by a small team, it quickly became a hit on Xbox Live Arcade, praised for its unique puzzles, beautiful outlook, and emotional narrative. The game's innovative design and emotional depth set it apart, proving that indie games can compete with big budget titles. The narrative, visuals, and soundtrack combine to create an unforgettable experience. Braid is a must-play for anyone interested in creative, story-driven gameplay. From classic platformers to innovative RPGs, these games demonstrate the vast potential of 2D game development. Let these examples spark your creativity and guide your journey as you craft your own amazing games with the Phaser engine. Now get out there and build something incredible.